The newest agent, Vyse, is right around the corner. On Friday, August 23rd, we should have a reveal trailer that will most likely showcase her abilities, so we'll get a deep dive very soon. But we actually have a ton of information about her, plus some quite vivid teasers that just came out today, which allow us to speculate her abilities. You know, if it's anything like the previous agent teasers, we might even be able to guess a couple abilities. If I sound a little bit sick, it's because I am sick, but without further ado, let's get straight into it. So yes, first of all, we have the agent name Vyse. Now, of course, the first thing that came to mind with all the metal is the tool that literally lets you grip and hold things down. That's what I believe it refers to. The metal tool that pins things down or holds things in place. We can see that a lot of the teasers, as well as in real life events, they are continuously showing these metal vines wrapping, holding, and securing things in place, which fits perfectly because I'm pretty sure it's now confirmed 100% that this agent is a sentinel. So a new sentinel is entering the roster, which is good because when it comes to all the different roles, sentinels make up the fewest amount of agents, so Riot is simply playing catch up here. As for release date, when you guys are actually able to play her, it should be on August 28th or August 29th, depending if you're NA or EU. But let's keep things exciting and get straight to her abilities. One of the most prominent teasers is this one here, which we can see some shapeshifting going on like a metal bender. She first shapeshifts into a rose, which we've seen a ton. We also see a wrapped around time and then a trapped vandal. And I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely believe there's two things I'm quite confident on. One, which is the ability to hold something in place. It could be to maybe stop someone shooting or stop them from moving, maybe something along the side of both. I think the rose will be something we see in the alt visually. I don't know what the alt will do exactly. And then there's a piece of time. I believe this agent will manipulate time in some way, shape, or form. I don't think she'll necessarily pause the match or anything like that, but maybe similar to Echo from League of Legends, basically a rewind type ability. Maybe even allowing her to rewind some of her health or shield lost while doing so. So for example, pushes from A to B, there's a small trail following from behind her, she takes some damage, presses the button, maybe melts into vines and then goes backwards, sort of rewinding herself, perhaps something like that. But then there's this next teaser here. Basically, the main thing people are taking from this one is if you zoom in, it looks like a wall ability, very similar to Sage's wall, but in the color scheme of the latest agent. So it is possible that, you know, as a sentinel, she straight up just has a wall of some form, maybe very similar to Sage with some form or twist. As for this next one, it's mainly about hearing the new agent's voice.
A little bird wandered too far from its nest.
A little bird wandered too far from its nest. It doesn't tell us too much, but here's my speculation, especially since all the teasers end up correlating back to these cards. My opinion is that teasers were just the abilities. So for example, we know that we saw the wall. I think it will be similar to a Sage wall that sort of comes up in a direct way. You can see, I can see like vines coming up, curving over, and then solidifying. And it could very well be very similar to Sage's wall with some sort of trope. Maybe there's a slow field around it. Maybe it's just stronger than Sage's wall, but takes longer to go up. It could be very similar with just a minor detail, since there isn't like, there's a lot of flashes that basically do the same thing. They just flash, then they have some sort of small variation from each other. And I think this wall is going to be something along those lines. I think the ability to rewind time makes sense. I understand people are saying it's lore based, but it's just come up too often. So I think it is rewinding time. Something to do with time is what I'm guessing, to be honest. And then I also think there's a trap because it is a sentinel, and I think putting a trap makes sense. I believe it could be a rose that again blossoms to maybe stop people. Maybe it blossoms, explodes, and then the vines sort of overtake the gun, lowering your fire rate, stopping you from shooting for a bit. Since we have seen guns being wrapped around, at first I thought maybe it's just to hold something down, but then if you think about it, not only was there the gun teaser showcase today, but then the other few days ago with the whole phantom being wrapped around. So maybe they slow down fire rate or stop you from shooting for a specific amount of time. That could be pretty interesting. But that's only 3 abilities. There's also the fact that I do believe the card where Omen's being pulled back down, and like I think there's some sort of like shooting ability in the sense of like the vines move forward, because a lot of the teasers show the vines slowly creeping. My thought process was actually she either shoots it in a straight line like a breach stun, or similar to a fade dog, it's let out, you slowly control it, and once it locks on, it follows them, grabs their legs, and boom, plants them into their spot, but they can maybe still turn around or shoot, or maybe whatever way they're facing is the way they will shoot. That's a cool mechanic. Imagine you're being, you know, chased into elbow and you hear it, so you have to turn around, so when you get trapped, you're facing the angle, so at least you still have it. There's counterplay, if that makes sense. That could be really, really cool. I believe stuff around this, like, I think I'm somewhat accurate. The only thing that's kind of still circling my mind is, yeah, maybe there's nothing to do with time, because time is a very hard mechanic to showcase, but I think the rest make a lot of sense to me. There are some speculations also here that you can sort of duplicate something, because it starts as a ball and then ends as a ball by the end of this teaser. I'm not too sure about a duplication, nor what can be duplicated, like duplicate a gun for a limited amount of time. Like, can you shapeshift the enemy's gun for eco rounds? I don't know. Some people are saying that, or they're even saying that the Sage Wall is a duplication, so you can duplicate one ability. This is really sick idea, but like, believe it or not, I'm gonna say no way, just because I can't see Valorant reanimating every single ability from now, like every agent ever, to the future in a metallic new graphic way just for this agent. I don't see it. That's too much work. Think about it like logically. Can you imagine, let's say Phoenix Flash, Yoru TP, Yoru Clone, like every finite ability? You can say maybe duplicate an ultimate, so it's a little bit more limited, but then we're now going back to talking about a Sage Wall. I also saw another theory, which was really cool, that she has like a liquid metal bar, similar to, let's say, Viper's gas, and then you can create things using abilities. So let's say when she throws out, let's say, a rose trap, it'll take from that liquid metal bar. So maybe you can have like 3 traps, but that takes all your bar. You can do 2 traps and 1 other ability, so you can kind of mix and match how much of each ability goes out. That is a sick idea, but holy, my man's just super creative with that, because nothing in the teaser really indicates that at all, other than I guess the liquid ball showing that she's shape-shifting metal. But it's definitely really, really cool. There's also some people saying it'd be like Astra, where you can throw down these rose flowers, and when you initiate them, something will happen. So time, meaning maybe it slows people down in that area. One, like I said, to trap people. One that maybe stops people's guns from shooting. Maybe one of them is a wall. So maybe you place down these roses, and then you can initiate them using different abilities. That's also really cool. I absolutely love how creative the comments are, because not gonna lie, it's pretty interesting. I think she's gonna be a really unique character. Hopefully it doesn't end up being some like basic ass agent. That'd be really, really funny. But even in the way this character is gonna look, like, look at these hands here back in this video one more time. She already looks metallic. I generated parts of the thumbnail using AI and sort of mix and matched and changed the art, the art that was spit out to me. But like, it's possible straight up just like a metallic agent. Like, we have KO, he's just a robot, bro. So I could see like a fully metal metallic agent, someone completely unique, someone who's overwhelmed by Radianite, similar to what happened with Omen. He became permanently like a shadow. I don't know too much about the lore, but I could see something like that, making someone who doesn't actually look human, but who knows for certain. These are just some speculations, and there's a ton of other speculations. We'll know more very, very soon, in a day and a half basically from now, and I'm sure some abilities might even get leaked. I could upload this video, and 1 hour later, every ability gets leaked, and all my work goes to waste. Who knows? Either way, hit the like button. Let me know what you think. Help me speculate below, and I'll keep you updated.